Hey, welcome to Cruise Control.
Hey guys, I'm Michael and welcome to Cruise Control. I want to share some information with you today regarding the Carnival Panorama. I know a lot of people have thought about going on the Panorama, but for so many it just doesn't seem feasible, especially for those living in the eastern part of the United States. Well, I want to share with you what we did to make it work for us. Hey, if you enjoy cruise vacation and other types of travel, we invite you to subscribe and come be a part of our family here at Cruise Control. Okay, when we thought about Carnival Panorama, my first thoughts were, number one, Long Beach, California is too far away. And number two, we were just on the Carnival Horizon, and it's almost the same ship exactly. Well, to be quite honest, I was wrong on both counts. Turns out this was my favorite cruise ever with Carnival. For us, we usually fly into the port one day before our cruise, so I started checking into flights for Los Angeles, and turns out the cost wasn't really that much more than what we were paying to fly into Miami. And right now, with there being no cruises, I would encourage anyone to maybe save back a few bucks and consider going on the Panorama. And I'm going to show you why. Actually, a lot of the crew had come over from the Carnival Horizon, and it was nice to see some familiar faces. Now, yes, Carnival Panorama was built very similar to the Carnival Horizon, but I'm telling you, it has a whole different feel. To be honest, the Horizon wasn't one of my favorite ships, but that's just personal preference. The Carnival Panorama was, however. For me, the feeling that a ship can give you is like a person. They each have their own unique personality. Now, does anybody else get that? Or if so, please leave me a comment so I know it's not just me. The other thing I was thinking was, it would be a real shame to fly all the way to California, get on a cruise ship, and then come home without seeing anything else. Okay, so here's what we did. We flew into LAX the day before, just as we would for any cruise. We took an Uber over to the Queen Mary. Actually, it was a Lyft, but same difference. We spent the night on the Queen Mary Hotel, which itself was amazing. Then the next morning, when it's time to board the Carnival ship, you can literally roll your suitcase right across the parking lot because you are right there. Now, if I had it to do over, I would actually fly in 2 days early because there is so much to see on the Queen Mary, and we just didn't have enough time to see everything. The Queen Mary was all decorated for Christmas. Now, just in front of the Queen Mary was a little Christmas village with ice skating, carolers, and rides for the kids. It was like a little fantasy Christmas land. We also participated in the ghost walks on the Queen Mary. That was a lot of fun. They took us down into the very bottom of the ship where the engine rooms were, and I'm not kidding, it did get a little creepy. I know the pictures here are hard to see, but there wasn't very much light down there, and I'm sure you wouldn't want a bunch of light if you're looking for ghosts. This ship is very beautiful, and they give you a lot of history about her service. There are several different cabins that you can stay in. We opted for the Queen Elizabeth suite with a very nice view of Long Beach, and it just so happened to be a full moon that night. We had dinner at the Sir Winston's restaurant, which is a little pricey, but there were plenty of other options. The next morning, we had the breakfast buffet there at the Promenade restaurant, and it was very reasonable, and the food was fantastic. The breakfast buffet lasted until 10 or 11, and then we were on over to the Carnival Panorama. Now, the cruise itself was fantastic. Just real quick, the first stop was Cabo San Lucas. This place was awesome. The rock formations were amazing to see. The food was great. We had a lot of fun and enjoyed every minute of it. The next stop was Mazatlán. Once again, a lot of fun, amazing food, and the highlight for us there was the Malecon, or the beachfront there. It goes on for several miles with some really nice beaches. Then our final stop was Puerto Vallarta. We actually spent more time here off the ship than we did anywhere. There's so much to see, and again, some really beautiful beaches. We then had 2 sea days coming back, but there was not a lack of activities on Carnival Panorama. We had a blast. Now, what we had planned ahead was a little treat for ourselves upon returning. Now, we all know how sad that last day is when you have to get off the ship and head home. So we had decided to book a hotel room there in Hollywood to spend the night and fly out the next day. Hey, that way we would still have something to look forward to when we got off the ship, and trust me, it worked. We also wanted to see the Santa Monica Pier, and we did. But when we picked up our rental car, we headed straight for the Santa Monica Pier. Again, guys, this is really something special to see. This place has been around for like 100 years almost. We had a great time, and you know me with the food, and yeah, I had to check it out. We had some really good churros, and then had dinner there on the pier. Very nice, very relaxing, and a beautiful view there at the Pacific coast. There is no cost for admission there at the pier, and if you're visiting after dark, the place is all lit up and even more spectacular. Okay, for us, it was time to head on to Hollywood and get checked into our hotel and check things out there. Now, all of these places, guys, are not really that far apart. I mean, it's not like downtown New York City, but within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on traffic, you can travel between no problem. Okay, so we got to Hollywood and get checked in our hotel there at the Roosevelt Hotel there on Hollywood Boulevard. And wow, let me tell you, Hollywood really is something to see. You've got the Hollywood Walk of Fame with all the stars, the Wax Museum, and several other attractions. Now, the Roosevelt Hotel isn't the only hotel in Hollywood. I've done another video, one that is just about Hollywood, and I'll post that in the upper right corner here. It kind of explains a little bit better the hotel options, if you want to check that out. Okay, so what I will say to you is this, because you might be thinking like I was. Oh, it's too far. It's out of reach. It's too expensive. I can honestly say that not only was this my favorite cruise, but I feel like I got more for my money than I ever have on any cruise. It was like several mini vacations all in one. We had the Queen Mary experience, then on to the Carnival Panorama, Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, the cruise itself, of course, then the Santa Monica Pier, and Hollywood. Now that's a lot, and I'm telling you guys, it was the perfect vacation. And really, all I did was just add one day to the vacation at the end. We always fly in the day before, so the only day added was the last one. How simple is that? You don't have to be extravagant. Hey, just like the Santa Monica Pier, the only thing we paid for there was the food, and you don't even have to do that. So guys, if you're thinking it's the other side of the world, it's really not. And there's so much to see. Right now, at the time of this video, there are no cruises sailing anyway. So even better, if you are one of those who your cruise got canceled or is going to be canceled, like mine, take this time to maybe put back a few extra bucks, and if you can, I strongly encourage you guys to go for the Panorama. You won't be sorry. Hey, I want to do it all over again. As most know, my favorite ship for a long time now has been the Carnival Breeze, but not anymore. Carnival Panorama, you have stole my heart. Guys, I hope this video helps. If so, how about a thumbs up? And please remember to hit that subscribe button. Again, my name is Michael. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.